So I wanted to make a quick and simple review of the iPhone 15 Pro from an Uber driver's perspective. I'm not a full-time YouTuber. I don't buy every piece of technology out there. And I'm upgrading from the Apple iPhone 13, which I really liked. I had it for 2 years, and this has been a little bit of a jump for me. But in general, I'm happy with it. I'm happy with the iPhone 15 Pro, but is not as much as you think. So there are some things that the iPhone 15 Pro does well, and there's some other things that I'm not impressed by, and other things that I really don't even care about. So let's go into more detail about this phone. So the first hurdle and the first thing that I kind of don't like about this phone, and I'm sure a lot of people have this complaint, is the price tag. $1,000 is very pricey for what you are getting. There was nothing wrong with my iPhone 13 that I upgraded from. It had battery health of, I believe it was like 89%. So after 2 years, it still had around 89% battery health. So, and the battery life was pretty good on my iPhone 13. This one is very good with the battery life. Let's start off with that. But for $1,000, I don't think I'm wowed enough by it. The biggest things that I noticed from it being for $1,000 is this is what you're getting. You're getting the dynamic island that wasn't on the iPhone 13. We're getting USB Type-C, and then we're getting that action button on the side. So those are the three main differences. The notch came out with the iPhone 14 and the 14 Pro. Well, no, actually, it just came with the iPhone 14 Pro, not the 14. Sorry about that. So this is still a brand new feature. You're not getting much utility with that dynamic island. The action button I'm kind of disappointed in, because it doesn't, you have to choose between the silent mode and some other function, such as the camera, voice recording, focus mode. I haven't switched it. I've kept it on vibration. There's no real reason for me to have it on any other mode. It's kind of in an inconvenient spot, especially because I put a case on my phone. I always put cases on my phone. I go on Amazon, buy a $5 case, a clear one usually. Try to get one that has some raised lips on the edges. And I've never broken a phone in 15 years. I'm gonna continue with this trend. I don't know how anybody could rock $1,000 device or purchase and not protect it. I also put a screen protector on it as well. So I think I'm pretty well protected instead of getting Apple Care and stuff like that. I did get this phone from Visible Wireless. I make it in payments, which comes out to around $46 each month for 2 years. But the price of the plan is $25. So you combine the price of the plan plus the price of the phone monthly, comes out roughly. I'm in Illinois. It comes out to about $70. But the beautiful thing is that I get to upgrade yearly once half the phone is paid off. So I think that's a really good price compared to like something like T-Mobile, Verizon, or AT&T, where you're paying a lot for the plan and a lot for the phone and activation fees. So I'm prepaid. I'm happy with the setup that I have. I have a case on it. Yeah, I feel very well protected. I put a steel plate on the back of the phone with a piece of tape, and that helps me put the phone on a magnetic stand that goes in my CD player of my car. So as an Uber driver, I really like having the connectivity of putting my phone, sitting down in the car, and then just slapping the phone on the stand magnetically. It's not MagSafe or anything, but I did have to switch it up with the USB Type-C charger. And with that change, it doesn't really matter to me. It is going to be a hassle of switching over from Lightning cables to USB-C cables. But like my wife, she still has an iPhone. She has an iPhone 13 Pro, and so it's going to be, since she did an upgrade, it's going to be kind of a hassle sometimes if we're in the car together. and we have to have two cables with us to charge the phone. So in the beginning, this is going to be a headache, but I think eventually I'm going to just move over to the cables, or have like an adapter that changes the lightning charger to a USB-C charger. And Apple is saying, and YouTubers are saying, that you could connect a lot of devices and charge other devices with your phone with USB Type C. I don't see myself doing any of that. I strictly use the charging port for charging. I don't do anything else with it. I maybe one day might charge my Apple Watch or my AirPods case with it, but I highly doubt it. Might be one or two times ever. I don't think I'm going to be doing that. The dynamic island is nice to look at, but it doesn't give you any kind of crazy new practical feature that I can't really do when I was on my iPhone 13. Camera wise, the iPhone Pro, I know that forever they touted having the best camera year after year after year. It just gets better and better, but I don't really see that much of a difference. I have another spare iPhone. I have an iPhone 11, and I can't really tell the difference in quality. I'm very, very happy with, even for an older iPhone 11, with the camera quality there. They shoot 4K. I mean, I really can't tell much of a difference. Another big change is that this phone is eSIM only, no more physical SIM card. So that's kind of a bummer right there, because the the iPhone 13 that I had eSIM as well, plus the nano SIM card slot. So this is kind of a hassle if I wanted to switch to a different device. So that's going to be a big no right there. And then even less, it's going to be even more of a hassle when if I want to switch like to a Pixel phone that I have as well. So that's kind of like, that's a negative overall. So see, I mentioned the action button, mentioned dynamic island, I mentioned USB Type C. Those are like the big major changes upgrading from an older iPhone. But let's see, the storage stayed the same at 128 gigs. But the one thing that probably is going to make a big difference later on, if I keep this device, which the way that I have it set up on Visible, I'm probably going to upgrade every year from now on. But this phone has 8 gigs of RAM. It's the first iPhone to ever have 8 gigs of RAM. So that's pretty important right there, because if you decide to get this phone and keep it for a number of years, that's going to keep it running pretty fast and smooth, and it's pretty much future proof with that. Having 120 hertz, that's been an upgrade for me. I mean, that's one. It's going to be it's a very nice to have. It's not game changing, but it is a nice little perk. It feels so smooth. That's something that I upgraded from the iPhone 13. This phone has always on display, but I don't care about that. I turned it off. I feel it's a battery hog, and it doesn't feel like it adds any type of value with the sacrifice of the battery. Storage wise, yeah, 128 gigs. That's plenty enough for me. I never fill it up that much. The one piece of advice I would give you is just delete a lot of your phone. Delete a lot of your pictures and videos stored on your phone. That's going to take up most of the storage. And after a while, you're going to be downloading lots of apps. Clean out your phone once in a while. I suggest doing like a full reset, every couple of months, maybe like once every year, just to get all the stuff out of there and get more of your storage freed up. What else can I say about this? I mean, yeah, the camera is nice. Just I don't see too much of a difference from the iPhone 13. Apple Pay works on it just fine. I have noticed that Face ID is a little bit faster, but that comes with the territory of being a Pro. I mean, there has to be some differences in the Pro and an older phone. It does have ultra wideband too, which it's not gonna matter to me. The only times I ever use the ultra wideband is when I want to find my AirTags, or the items that I have my AirTags on. I've only used that a handful of times. This phone also has emergency SOS for emergencies, and you need roadside assistance. I don't think I'm ever going to use that, so that's a useless thing for me. I do like the fact that this phone stops charging at 80%, so that battery is gonna last a long time. So that's one feature that's gonna be helpful for a lot of people scared of having their battery drain over the years. I mean, it has MagSafe. I don't have any MagSafe chargers. I don't really care about that. I like how it charges 50% in 30 minutes. So it charges relatively fast if you have the right fast charger. I don't use any type of MagSafe charging. I don't use any type of Qi wireless charging. I think it's too slow. And it has that reverse wire charging, which I'm probably not going to use. I might just try it out, but I'm never going to use it in real life. So yeah, as an Uber driver, this phone is plenty fast. I think that's probably the biggest benefit of having a new iPhone is just the processor and the RAM that it has. So you can run a lot of apps, and it just runs really fast when you're switching between Google Maps. And I listen to a lot of podcasts. I watch a lot of YouTube, but listen to it in the background. Texting, calling, taking lots of pictures, lots of screenshots, checking the weather. I don't put too many apps on my home screen. Usually have in the background. I don't use iCloud that much. I try to clean everything out and use a lot of Google apps instead. In general, I mean, I can't say anything bad about the phone, but I can't say that there was any real improvements. If I only recommend people getting this phone if you have a broken phone, or you just need to upgrade to a phone that doesn't have a cracked screen, or if your battery life is really bad. But I do recommend getting this phone on a really good plan, and I think I'm going with this upgrade route, and it's gonna work out just fine. But yeah, paying $1,000 out of pocket really sucks, and there's no real way to get an iPhone upgrade program unless you're with the big three carriers. So I recommend you getting a low-cost prepaid carrier like Visible, which is $25, and getting a plan that lets you pay for it, and getting an upgrade every year. I think it's a really great plan. I use this phone with my iPhone, or with my Apple Watch 4, which is older, but it still works great for me. And yeah, I use my AirPods a lot with this device. I use it with my Roku at home as a remote. I check all my banking, pretty much do everything. 80% of what I do, like financial wise and online, I do it on my phone. I have an older MacBook. I think it's a 2015 MacBook Air at home. And yeah, I don't have too many things technology wise. I love technology, but I really like stretching the money. And I don't buy the latest and greatest like all these YouTubers do. So as a real life person that doesn't spend their whole working livelihood on YouTube, I think this is I think I gave enough info to see how a regular person thinks of the iPhone 15 Pro. Let me know what you think. Bye.